Hi everyone. So I'd like to make this video and also apologize for the way my hair looks and the outfit that I'm wearing. I'm not professional looking right now, so apologies for that. Um, so I like to make this video as well a way of saying how Fiona passed away. Now, it's not an easy video for me to make to be honest with you. Um, it's pretty emotional. Um, I'm going to try to not be emotional, and there will be some jump cuts, just in case if there's any noise or something. If there is, I'll try to edit it out, but if there isn't, then I'll just try to keep the video the way it is. So basically, what happened was, um, well, first of all, she was 13 years old, which is uh, a little bit in the older age for cats, because most cats can live up to maybe even 16 years or so. It really depends, but um, so what happened was that on March, I believe, like late March, um, so her behavior started to not be like just it wasn't like her basically. She she wasn't going to the restroom. She actually couldn't she actually had bowel leakage. Um so she was not acting the way that we'd expect her. Well, not expect, but she was not acting like her usual self. And as the days went on, um I realized that her fur started to get, because usually her fur is very soft, very fluffy. Now her hair was like equivalent to maybe like a dirty, sorry, I hate to say the word, but like a dirty blanket or something. It felt very rough. It was not the same. So, um, it was, I felt really like bad. I also know that I realized that as the months went on, like from March to April, her bones started to get harder. Like when I was touching her, when I was, at one time when I was petting her, her bones were like hard. Sometimes it was even hard for me to touch her because her bones felt hard, and it was not like her usual self. In fact, um, one thing I've realized was that um she usually likes to like go around, like come to me usually. Usually and she hasn't been doing that. She hadn't been doing that. Um one time she was trying to climb up to the bed with me. Um just, I guess, just to be like, how her usual self. But like she was, when she tried to jump into the bed, she could not do it. Um, because usually when she jumps like fast. She jumps fast into the bed. But this time she did not, and she had trouble. I was going to help her, I would usually help her to get up, but she either she didn't really want to. It was hard. I know she was in pain. Um, so, and then I remember this other time where, um, where she was usually she loves her treats. She loves um her treats. One time, um like there was one time when we gave her treats and she just didn't want to eat them at all. She lost her appetite. My sister gave her wet food because in her type of breed, wet food is like more common. So we gave her so gave her a mix of both, wet food, dry food. She started eating them. And so she started eating wet food, dry food. And I instantly thought that's not normal. My family, my mom, and my sister were just like, that's not normal. And mind you, I'm also going to college as well. So sometimes it's like kind of hard to like keep up with stuff. So, um, basically she was not acting like her usual self. She stopped eating. She didn't really want to go to the restroom as much anymore. And then I noticed a new symptom where she started limping, like, started walking slowly. Um, this was not like this was not like her usual self. In early March, she was like fine. All the way up to late March to April, she started getting worse, and I did not understand. Um, when I looked up the symptoms on the internet, and I also made a Reddit account. Technically, I made a Reddit account like a while back, but I made it to ask to other people, hey, my cat has this symptom. What could it be? All this and all this and that. They the internet and they have probably speculated it to be arthritis or maybe something like her thyroid glands, like a thyroid problem. So um so we had to make a vet appointment, and because they said like arthritis is common in older cats, and she's 13. So we thought, oh, okay, that's normal, but we had to make sure. So we made a vet appointment. Mind you, this was in late April. So this was like in the 20s, April 20 something. Then we waited until about May 6th. So until May 6th, we took her to the vet. I was there, me and my mom were there. My sister couldn't come because she was at work. So, um, so basically I had to I had to be with my mom because I had to help her out. So basically what we did was we went to the vet. We had to wait a few hours. There were times where we felt like it was taking forever, but it's all right. We had to do anything we can to help her. So we went to the vet. They checked her out. We waited outside sometimes. The vet came out, and I sometimes, maybe I would actually give you guys like an audio example of what happened. If the video won't take any long, but I will probably give you guys the audio of what happened. I actually took like 3 recordings for my sister, to know what's going on in her condition and stuff. So,
like under the skin, it's different than giving it IV. Just it's a little bit different route, but hopefully that helps kind of hydrate us better. And then I have an antibiotic on there, and she still is eating some.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still.
And then I have a pain medication.
Okay, great.
So, I would say that like if you're going home with that, and she is doing okay, she's like eating, drinking, like how's her energy, you can be very cautiously monitoring it. and just be really just mindful of quality of life and how she's doing overall. Um, you know, if she's just really not doing well, then like you said, that would be an instance in which we don't want to wait. But I would say that I don't want to definitively tell you it has to be, you coming back tomorrow. It's like it's dependent on kind of like
She's working something.
how she's doing, but I don't think that
That's gonna
this
happen.
will fix the problem, but can it potentially help and have her feel a little bit better and you have some more time and just, take it one day at a time. But just know that we're here, and if you're ever not sure, we're here.
Yeah, thank you so
What's
much.
what's the prognosis? Not good.
It's not. It's not.
Oh.
Sorry.
I understand.
Pero you here, okay, we're gonna go back with her. We're gonna give you medication. Maybe she's gonna start to be a little bit much
I
better.
just like to say something. Fiona has been with me since I was 7 years old. She's been with me for like a long time. She's been with me since I graduated, like elementary, middle, and even high school. So she's been with me for like many years, and it's gonna be hard to let go. Because I'm sorry if it's personal, but my father died too. I can't lose another one. It's hard. Sorry.
You know how special pets are, and that's why I do what I do, because they're so special and they bring us so much, and so
Part of the family.
100%. 100%.
We're gonna try. Don't worry. Don't worry. I think everybody has time.
The vet actually told us that it's not just arthritis, but she also has problems. She had problems with her gallbladder, but more specifically, she had problems with her liver. Her liver was failing. She was having liver failure, as well as she was having an elevated level of white blood cell count, which indicates that something is going wrong with her inside of her body. Liver failure happens in human terms, it's like different. And they told us, and she told us that her situation was dire. That she may, that, that, that they had to hospitalize her and give her this many treatments. However, since it is way too expensive, we almost had to pay $3,000, and we didn't have $3,000. So we paid the amount of medications that we could afford. So in total, we probably paid about $300-$400. We spent $300-$400 on her treatment, or even a little bit more. So we spent that amount of money because we needed to save her. We needed her to be better. So they gave us like 2 medications to take home. I'll probably write these medications down here if I can't remember right now. But yeah, so we took her home. The vet said that unfortunately we may have to do something drastic, like putting her to sleep. And when I heard that, I started sobbing my eyes out. 'Cause it was horrible. I lived with Fiona for many years. She has been a part of my childhood, and we've grown up together. She's like been a part of me when like we have grown up. She has been with me since elementary, middle, and high school. When I graduated elementary, middle, and high school. So she's been with me for a whole while. And so we took her home a couple of days later, like 1 or 2 days later, my mom, my sister, and I made a meeting to talk about what's going to happen with her. Like, because her condition's getting worse, we had to make the decision. Do we need to put her down? And me and my sister were crying because we were just like, we didn't want to put her down. Well, at the same time, we didn't want to put her down, especially me, but then we also thought, she's already suffering a lot. She's in pain. She's she's just in terrible condition that we don't know, like, that at this point putting her down is the only option to make her feel, better, even though that I don't like, even though that putting her to sleep is such terrible. I feel like I know that that option is inhumane, but if I think about it, it was literally the only way that she could be free of her pain. Yes, she will pass away, but at least she won't have to suffer. So my mom and my sister and I had this meeting. We talked about it, and again, I'm trying not to be emotional, right? As you can see, I'm not crying at all. Try not to be emotional at all. So, we had this conversation. We talked about it for a while. We also talked about, in fact, having another pet, like what's going to happen, like once Fiona goes, will we have another pet, stuff like that. As of now, we don't have another pet anymore, but we're still thinking about it. I mean, we're still not sure. I mean, she just well, I'll get into that more in a moment. So, we talked about it. We were equally sad. Um, my sister was just like, when she passes, I don't want to talk about her for a while, and it's like, okay, I totally understand. Then, after we talked about it, I think it was, what was it, um, like an additional 2 days later, like around May 9th, which would, no, it would be 3 days later. Sorry, I don't remember, but we took her to the vet on the 6th. Then, on May 10th, I was with my mom in the car. We were talking. We were, for some reason, my mom she brought us a whole, like, bag of stuff that Fiona used to have. Like clothes, yes, she had clothes sometimes that we would put her in. We also gave her, like, her toys, her cat food, everything. And I was confused. Sorry. I was confused. Like, why are we selling that? Like, why are we donating it? So I had to come with my mom because, why are we donating and selling her food, her clothes, all of that, her toys. So I came with my mom that day. We were in the car, and we were driving to the local animal shelter to donate the stuff. Um, so I asked my mom, like, hey, why are we donating this stuff? Why? Um, and then she told me, and then she admitted it to me. She said, hey, Fiona unfortunately passed. We didn't put her to sleep. She passed on her own. Essentially, so basic, and it was a day, after. So it was on the 9th. So on the 9th, I remembered this. My sister already went to work. So, I was still at home. I wasn't in class at the time because I think like a day after was when I was talking to my counselor at my college. So it was so on the 9th, I was I was at home, I um I sat down in the living room because I just kind of wanted to watch the news. My mom wrapped her in a blanket because she was like freezing, she was shaking and stuff like that. And and her fur was like really not the same as it used to be. It was dire. So my mom was the one that wrapped her in a blanket, took her, took her to me, and I was hugging her. I gave her a hug, and I was also holding her. I did not do it as tight as because, that's not good. So I was hugging her. Um, I hold her gently as I could, and then my mom like put her back, say, like put her back while I was still holding her. So then my mom apparently said that after that, after what happened, that a couple of hours, well, just an hour before I last told her, that's when she passed on her own, that she fell asleep forever on the same blanket. Well, here's the thing. The same blanket, so she had to smell us, she was had to smell us. I'm guessing because she knew this was her last time on earth. So she was smelling us. She smelled the blanket because that's the blanket that my sister uses on her a lot. It was a Winnie the Pooh blanket, I remember. And the Winnie the Pooh blanket has her fur and stuff in it because my sister is the one that always puts her in there. And, and then it was after she smelled my sister's last scent is when she passed. So sorry, trying not to get emotional here. Trying to keep this as um possible. So yeah, that's how she passed. Um that we never put her to sleep. She passed peacefully on her own. On the blanket on that was her favorite. That was actually her favorite blanket, by the way. She loved that blanket. So yeah, and I was sobbing. I was telling my friends that on Discord. I was, and it was especially weird because my sister had no tears that day. When she came back from work, she had no tears. So I thought maybe nothing happened. But I feel like maybe she did cry, and that was something different, because she was obviously back from work. Um, so yeah, so I told my friends on Discord, I made a couple of videos. I made a video of myself crying on Instagram because I wanted to tell everybody that she passed. I made a ton of videos of her in the past. You've seen that on my YouTube. Back in 2016, 2015, I've made a ton of videos about her that I would post on my YouTube channel. When I was a kid, I used to play with her a lot. So there was this channel I had called Welcome to Toyland, which, I featured her in this one video. Like, right now, like, as of right now, I posted a video of, like, the video compilations that I've done of her. So, yeah. So basically, she did. Um, It was sad. I had to let everybody know. I made the video compilation, and we were literally all crying. Like, we were just, we were sad. In fact, to this day, whenever I would wake up, I would always, see, hey, is Fiona coming out? Because Fiona would usually come out to see me, but, this time now. And it's hard, because she was our angel. I'll be honest with you, I've lost family members before. Just literally almost 2 years ago, I lost my aunt. I lost my aunt, my uncle. I lost my father when I was 4. And that's one of the reasons why death hits me so much, was because at a young age, I've experienced multiple deaths. And that has been a traumatic experience for me. So that's why, having to deal with this is not easy. It's not easy for me, and sometimes I feel like if we could have done something, that maybe this would have prevented it. But then I'm also thinking, like, she's 13 years old, you know, her body is not as young as it used to be, that this kind of stuff is expected to happen. So I'm also like, yeah, what happened? And then the next thing is that after my mom announced her death, we went to the same animal shelter that we got her from. Yes, we went to the same animal shelter that we got her from on that day, July 13th, 2012. So we went to that animal shelter. We donated the items for the other cats and dogs. Well, mostly the other cats, because all of her stuff was for cats. I still have her clothes right here, which I'm thinking of probably selling it online or giving it to friends. In fact, if you guys ever want her clothes, I can comment below and comment what kind of social media you have, and I'll try and see if we can send it. There's no promotion, by the way. I'm just saying we kind of need someone to sell it, or because or donate it. We don't really know. It's all up to us, really. So yeah. So that's basically the video of how Fiona passed. So I made it to 24 minutes long. So I'm trying not to make this as long as an hour or something. Did it as I made it 25. Oh, I'm almost 25 minutes up. So yeah, that's the video, or well, the simplified way of how Fiona passed. I'm not emotional, as you can see. I did not cry making this video. So yeah, if you guys want any questions or anything like that, please let me know. I'll probably try to respond as many as I can. Um, I'll still keep the Fiona videos up. They're not going to be deleted. They'll still be on my channel. So yeah, and on my other social media accounts too. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and see you until the next video.